Welcome back, everybody. Um, Make sure you like the channel. Make sure you subscribe if you can. This video has been kind of sitting in my mind for a while because I've been working on how I'm going to approach this video before I put it out. And I just want to go on record saying I don't script anything. I don't type it out. I just kind of go. And my thing with the whole Russell Wilson being a lame thing is he a lame because the way he talk? So is he a lame because of the way he carries himself? Like, because let's be honest, I think that's the only reason why black people call other black people lames. I don't think Russell Wilson inherently is a lame. Even if black women will say they don't think so, we know that they think so. We know, like, if he wasn't doing what he was doing for Sierra, a lot of black women wouldn't be with him. That's just my personal opinion. And that's just based off of experience that I've seen with African American women in this country for 30 years of my life. Now, do I think Russell Wilson should be more of a standard for black men? Yes, I do. I do think the way Russell Wilson carries himself should be more of a standard for black men in the coming decades. But the problem with that is, will African American women like that? The answer is, more times than not, no. So the thing is, I don't like the fact that there was this conversation recently. This dude, I can't remember his name, goofy looking motherfucker at that, had a podcast calling Russell Wilson a lame. And in my head, I'm like, well, what makes you so damn special? What makes you so cool that Russell Wilson is a lame? If y'all remember the bull's name and the podcast it was from, put it down below because I can't remember what it was. And Bull looked like his dreadlocks was kind of fading, if you ask me. His beard was goofy, but for some reason, my man just had the audacity to talk about Russell Wilson. I'm like, look, the man got bread in his pocket. The man's a Super Bowl winning triple threat quarterback. Like the man is, he's the bull. He's that man for real. Now, I honestly don't think he's been as good in the recent years, but he is still remembered for being Russell Wilson. So let's keep that part in line before you try to talk shit about him. You're forgetting you're talking about a Super Bowl winning quarterback. So you might want to fix your mouth when you disrespecting Russell Wilson. See, people like Russell Wilson are the men I stick up for. Okay, I don't stick up for niggas like you. I stick up for Russell Wilson. I stick up for the Michael B. Jordans in the community. I don't stick up for your type of dude. Because one, I think you like over 40 and you really still sound like you trying to be in the cool kids club, which kind of continues my issue with black men where I had this video months ago. Go back and find it. I'll even put it down below in the description of black men need to grow the fuck up. Like we need to grow up. Like I've been so irritated with how a lot of black men, especially from millennial backwards, act. It drives me crazy. And even some of the Gen Z boys act this way, but only some of them. I know a lot of Gen Z brothers who try to change the narrative, which is something I love to watch. But uh, there's Thug Maxim walking around with your pants below your ass and trying to rock the snapback hair. I'm like, bro, like grow the fuck up, bro. Like I don't even care if you rock the clothes, but can you at least act like an adult with the clothes on? You can look the way you look, but can you act like a man? Can you act like a grown ass man? Because like it's irritating. And I'm seeing this with dudes I work with. These niggas is in their 30s, 40s, still talking about, oh, the joint invited me over our house and it's hard to say no. Nigga, yes, it is not hard to say no, bro. You can say no. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all still chasing sex and like y'all in y'all high school years, bro. Like that shit been passed. Like that shit should have passed in your 20s. Keep it a buck. And even on in the reality sense, like dudes who chase sex like that, which Russell Wilson doesn't do. I don't know what he did when he separated from his wife before Sierra, but as far as I'm concerned, Russell Wilson ain't got no battle scars as far as chasing sex and all that. Them dudes don't be having no purpose, bro. Like they don't be having this. I know that sounds like a YouTube talking point, but that's real talk though. Like niggas that's chasing all this sex and coochie and all that, they don't have a purpose. So that is their purpose. You see what I'm saying? So I don't want a lot of brothers following this narrative that niggas like Russell Wilson are out of line for moving the way he does. No, Russell Wilson should really be the standard. of black men. That's just what it is, straight off the cuff. And I'm not saying you got to be a Super Bowl winning quarterback, but what I'm saying is the way he presents himself, the way he puts himself out into the world. That's a grown ass man. Like I could sit in a conversation with Russell Wilson and have a whole conversation with him about up, down, left, right, side to side, and not get irritated. I can't even have a developmental conversation with dudes my age that's not Russell because these niggas can't talk about nothing like that. You see what I'm saying? So it's one of those situations where like I still stand on that black men need to grow up shit. Now all of us don't act like this. I know this for a fact. But it's too many of us that are still trying to fit this narrative. And I do go into my Russell Wilson narrative of, but if these niggas didn't act like that, would they be able to get black women? And honestly, no. It's just what it is. Like I'm seeing black women around these dudes' ages, 30s, 40s, talking about something, man, you gotta be rough. You gotta be rough to mess with me. Da 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 da. You gotta be this and the third. You ain't got no real swag to you. Like you 30 plus years old. That's really what you still looking for? You shouldn't have been looking for it in the first place. But that's really what you're still looking for? And then it's like when they get the dude and then he acts bad, all of a sudden he's the problem. But you was looking for that though. You was looking for that. So yeah, it's a diabolical situation because like the culture has set it up to be this way. Like we never decided to just say this shit don't make any sense. Why they running around behind these dumbass dudes when these dudes are not father material? Now this is where the Russell Wilson problem comes in. Where I say the Russell Wilson problem because the culture is I'm gonna have kids with whoever I want to have kids with. If I had the kids, oh well, but I'm not getting married till I'm 40. And then turn around with all them fucking kids and be like, well, I need a man like this. And Russell Wilson is always a description, but the man that they have children with is not that description. So this is where the problem is. And this is what black men are so mad about. I just don't like that black men are saying Russell Wilson is corny or a lame. Like we already know this. We already know this dynamic. It's time for black men to just move silently instead of just running our fucking mouths. Like, yeah, it's good to have a podcast. It's good to have your voice heard. You know, black men's voice is being heard, but it's still being heard in the wrong way. Hoping that Russell Wilson's marriage stays should be the conversation, but the thing is, it's not. And my problem with that is, black people are talking about X, Y, Z, this, that, and the third. What about positivity and this and the third? But when we get the positivity there, we throw it away. Now, do I think Russell Wilson and Sierra have a perfect marriage? No, because I don't think anyone does. But is Russell Wilson doing something with his life outside of this dumb shit? Also, yes, he takes his kids everywhere. He's a great father to all of those children, even though I really don't understand Sierra with the fucking little future situation because, one, no matter how you try to stomach it and all your emotions involved and all that shit, that is not that child's father. Biologically, that is not that child's father. Period. And Future should not have even been able to get Sierra pregnant, let alone her having his child. I don't care if they were together. They weren't tied together, and she shouldn't have been with him in the first place. But she did. She laid up with him. And my problem with this dynamic that women are like, oh, Future, this, that, and third. First of all, if Future's in the same room with you and Russell Wilson is in the same room with you, you don't know them from Jack, you just meeting them for the first time. Most of you, if not all of you, are going in the direction of Future, not Russell Wilson. So can we stop this fake fabricated bullshit about how Russell Wilson is the man that black women want? No, Russell Wilson is the man that you have as a backup plan at the end of the road of all of your little fuckscapades and all that other stuff. So let's just keep that really lined up in a box here. Because Sierra even straight up mentioned she friend zoned Russell Wilson before she gave him a chance. And it was like, yeah, of course she did. Of course she did. So let's just be honest. Russell Wilson is not a problem. It's the problem of the Russell Wilsons as these men are just ridiculed, not respected, not accepted until it is absolutely dire and the rope is about to snap. Which is why I'm even having this problem. Because instead of saying this is the man that we should be with, black women choose to not be with this man and then complain later on that these men don't exist. And then when he shows up, you're treating him the same way you treated that dude and that other dude and that other dude and them toxic dudes the same way. And then when he dips off and he goes and gets him another race of woman, y'all looking with the surprised Pikachu face. Like, what happened? But when you had him in your vicinity from however old, you thought it was a good idea to just say, not my thing. But now you want him to raise those kids that he didn't even get the joy of making. Now, walk me through that process because it just doesn't add up. Like, he's not even a terrible looking dude, no homo, but he's not a terrible looking dude. But I understand the aesthetic of he just doesn't have that energy, that whatever energy that black women love to use an excuse for why they have the baby dads they have in the first place. But I personally respect Russell Wilson, not because of what he did for Sierra, but the way he carries himself. I respect Russell Wilson for being a bomb ass fucking quarterback. I respect Russell Wilson for not letting the media and the people pressure him into being something that he isn't. And he's moving correctly. I think a lot of black men should move like Russell Wilson, not being stepdads, because I'm sick of that shit, but just moving in a way that makes us look presentable. Now, with that being said, the issue more so is it is a known fact about what's going on out here in the black community as far as attraction. And Russell Wilson seems like that guy who a girl like Sierra was the woman he wanted for years, right? Like he really wanted a woman like Sierra. And that's what he's attracted to. I'm not saying he wasn't attracted to his first wife, but a woman like Sierra seems to be the woman that those type of men want but couldn't get. Then they get that chance to get her, and it's like they kind of jump on it and they'll just accept whatever the fuck is coming that direction. Now, as far as I'm concerned, Sierra doesn't actually disrespect Russell Wilson. In fact, she defends him. She defends him. And I'm proud that she does that. I'm happy she doesn't talk shit about him. She doesn't make him sound bad. Nothing. And I'm happy about that. I'm really happy about that. But these dudes need to understand she didn't want you then. She doesn't really want you now. And even if she does actually want you now, you got to wonder why. Right? Like, I'm not saying those block spins don't end up being successful. A lot of block spins end up being successful. But you got to think and ask her even, what about me now was not good enough then? Because you probably and let's be honest, in all intents and purposes, she probably actually did like you. Like, let's be honest, like, it may sound crazy, but she probably actually did like you. But she wanted another dude. But she probably really did like you, bro. Like, a lot of people make it sound like women kind of lock in on one dude sometimes, but there's always that chance of you just kind of showing up and showing her something different. And she was like, well, there's a possibility with this guy, but she still was ultimately wanting the other guy. So even if you plant the seed and she says no, the seed is still kind of there. And the block spin is possible. You just can't predict when it could happen. So on the side note, that's just a little side note. But like guys like Russell Wilson. So do y'all remember that episode of Half and Half? I know I'm taking it way back. That was my shit. Them like 2000 to 2008 era of UPN sitcoms are untouchable, as y'all can see on my channel, right? But where Mona had this dude in high school, he was clearly a dork, and the black girls in high school didn't want him. So fast forward some time later, he becomes a successful like tech company or like a millionaire. Either way, boy got bread now. And funny enough, haha, he's played by Jaleel White, right? And he's like, Mona, you were the only girl that was nice to me in high school. And I genuinely think that she liked him too, even. But I can't remember the full dynamic. But, they end up going on a date. And Mona thinks she hit the jackpot. I'm like, yeah, she probably did hit the jackpot. But funny as it comes around, Mona's probably the woman he should have picked. But this fine chocolate John shows up. But she's like the waitress at the restaurant they're eating at. And she slides him her number, like, yo, let me know, because she found out he was successful. And he dips on Mona to go get that. And his answer was, Mona, I could never have had a chance with her in high school. You think I'm going to pass that up now? And he dips on Mona, even though he really should have stayed with Mona. And I really look at dudes like Russell Wilson, like, is that really what we are? Like, is that is like, I couldn't get her in high school, but I'm going to get her now. It's like, nigga, no, bro. Like, you had the joint you probably should have got with. Like, you had the joint you probably should have got. I might do an episode. I might actually do a video on that episode because it is definitely something that needs to be talked about. Where like a lot of black men like that and Russell Wilson tend to go for that girl they couldn't get in high school. But there's a reason why you couldn't get her in high school. And it wasn't because you sucked. It's probably because she sucked. You see what I'm saying? So, the Russell Wilson issue is really like something that needs to be discussed on all different levels. The woman you couldn't get in high school that you try to get later on in life, the way you carry yourself in the community throwing you out the door, and women expecting you to accept them and take care of those kids. So those are all different aspects of the Russell Wilson problem in the black community that really need to get dealt with because it doesn't make any fucking sense. Now, as far as Russell Wilson and Sierra, like I said, she gave that man 3 of his own kids. So I can't even say, oh, he got a baby mom and didn't get to pass his legacy on. Russell Wilson's legacy will go forward, which is a beautiful sight to see. Now, I look at Russell Wilson and Sierra a little bit more different from Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson, like I said in my video, because both of them don't have children. Okay, now, and both of them had hoe phases. Both of them was, out here living they sex lives and whatever. They met each other. They seem like they like each other. They seem genuinely happy. So if I see a engagement between those two in the next couple months, I wouldn't be surprised. If I saw baby Meg and baby Clay a year later, I wouldn't be surprised. They genuinely seem like they like each other. So I don't have no qualms with that situation, like I said in my video, because that's a chance at a successful nuclear family. Now, does that mean they'll stay together? Absolutely not. But the option and the chance that it could be there for like a nuclear family with some bread in the forefront, not saying like, what am I saying here? Not saying like LeBron and his wife don't have that, or Steph and his wife don't have that, but it's another sign that like we're getting some more successful nuclear families off the ground. I'm just tired of the Russell Wilsons of the community having to step back into the community that didn't even fucking want them in the first place, having to fix a problem that some dumbass sister made. Why do we have to keep fixing y'all problems? Now, do they have a beautiful family? Yeah, they look like a nuclear family till you realize Phil Future ain't his kid. But he's giving him a life. But that's never going to be appreciated, in my opinion. And I'm tired of black women fabricating this lie of we all will just love a Russell Wilson, but there's so few in demand. Bullshit. As bullshit. And then the black woman in the comment section is going, oh, Russell Wilson, we all want one. No, you want the fantasy of Russell Wilson. And I know this because a few days ago, I stumbled across it on Instagram. And the women in the comment section was like, I pray that single mothers find them a Russell Wilson. Oh, so single mothers find them a Russell Wilson. So Russell Wilson is only worthy of single mothers. He can't get a childless woman. So you just proved our point. You only want that dude when you want him to fix your badass decisions, not beforehand when you're less traumatized and without them kids, but after you pulled up all that trauma and you have them kids. Now you want Russell Wilson. Now you want him to show up. Now you want him to pull in and just make your life an easy seat. And the worst part about it is, there's a lot of black men out there still stupid enough to just get down with the program. Now, does every single mother do this? Honestly, no. Let's just be honest. Every single mother doesn't do this. Some single moms became single moms actually in marriage, or some single moms became a single mother and they were in a long term relationship and they just kind of drifted apart. But we got to get rid of this fucking let's just have kids because we're in a relationship shit. That's got to go. If you ain't locked in for at least a couple years with that ring, it's no reason to get pregnant. And I stand on that statement because we've seen where this gotten us. Y'all just keep having kids with whoever. Shit, didn't even Marcel had basically her Russell Wilson, and she still divorced him. He was a successful lawyer and everything. And as far as I'm concerned, wasn't really too many issues. She just didn't want to be married anymore. But he took care of your child. It didn't matter to her that she just dipped on him. It just happens too often. It's like the other problem I'm having is with Keke Palmer, Sky Jackson, Holly Bailey, and some others where the women are like, well, you'll find your Russell Wilson. Go get you an athlete, girl. Go get you an athlete. And it's like, first of all, Sky Jackson really shouldn't be trying to get with nobody based off of who her fucking baby dad is. What the fuck is a yerky yerky? Then you got Holly Bailey with DDG, who, in my personal opinion, I really don't think DDG is really that bad. I mean, if he was really abusing Holly Bailey, then he should have got beat up or something should have happened to him. But the judge banned them from talking about their situation on any kind of social media. So we don't even know what's going on with Halo anymore. Keke Palmer's situation is a little bit iffier, in my personal opinion. But again, they all are successful black women, right? They have the money, they have this, that, and the third, and still became baby mamas. Still became baby mamas. And black women found a Russell Wilson. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So the narrative of the Russell Wilsons need to fucking change. And that only changes when the Russell Wilsons make it change. I am not going to be a stepfather to your bastard ass child. When that segment comes out, when you see multiple black men, and you're seeing it actually. And that's the great pushback is amazing right now from black men, where it's like, why'd you have that child? Who'd you have that child with? You knew he wasn't shit. We're not falling for the I didn't know he was like that anymore. But women are still trying to pull that excuse. And as quiet as it's kept, a lot of these women that I just named, these famous women, and Sierra included, did not have to have those men's children. They did not have to have those men's children. But they thought, I'm going to push his genes into the next generation. If these men are so trash, why do you think they should have children? Why are you having kids with them? That's the only question we keep asking. And yet, for some reason, it's like so much deflection, so much gaslighting with no answer. And there's a girl on Instagram, I can't remember her name either. I gotta start remembering these people's names. But she's doing videos like, I don't know why you would even. She said, "Fuck the single mom and them kids." I said, "Damn." It's like KMLOV TV or something like that on Instagram. They be posting shit like that, and I be like, "Damn, they might be real serious, or they just like views and clicks." But it's working. So it's one of those conversations that we really need to have in nuance of black women sharing niggas and all these kids not really being from every black man. Like the baby mama crisis in the black community is not a one-to-one situation. It's not this woman and this one man and they had kids and this next woman and this next man. No, it's this woman, this woman, this woman, this woman, this woman, and this woman, and this one dude that they all knew about, but all still decided to lay up and have kids with him anyway. Like, how are we supposed to fix the problem in the black community of women being single mothers when we can't even get y'all to stop sleeping with the dudes that's making the baby mothers? Like, if I see a dude and he's got 3 baby moms, I'm like, this nigga stingy. This nigga is real out of pocket. Y'all see a dude with 3 baby moms and go, I think I can deal with that. If he's attractive, definitely. Even if he's not attractive, y'all want to know how he did it. And then it's, oh, make me number four, make me number five. And then next thing you know, this one dude got all these kids. And now it's up to the community and the black men who don't do this to raise these kids, which is some bullshit. Utter bullshit. It's goofy ass behavior. Because now this one dude has no responsibility, and you're putting the responsibility of those kids on the men that you didn't even want until you had them kids. Unreal, unreasonable, and it's an unfair deal. So I actually don't care when black men say I'm not dating black women. I would love to see black men date black women, which I don't give us a lot of options here. Y'all don't give us a lot of options here, especially when it comes to childless women. We don't have a lot of options. And a lot of men who work to become somewhat successful, even if he just has a degree in finance, that's still above the curve as far as a degree with a very successfully well-paying job down the line compared to the guy who works at Target or something like that. But it's funny because it's usually that guy who works at Target that be having like 4 and 5 baby moms. Like what eight elevator talk with Gabe. He had that when he was like, it's not our fault that you chose to become the sixth baby mama for the dude that controls the roller coasters at Animal Kingdom. And I said, perfect. That is the perfect thing. That's the perfect way you say it. You became a baby mom to a dude that really didn't have that great of a job, but he had a job though. You see what I'm saying? But he only worked there because he really can't go nowhere else. Like, why is that our problem? Why should that be the community's problem when it really should be on you to be responsible with your fucking womb and who you get pregnant by? I got to keep doubling back to the Russell Wilson case because that's exactly what this is. This is a normal thing in the black community. And we're in this decade now. The 2020s is kind of like this year of we're breaking that old bullshit that we've been dealing with for 30 to 40 years and going our own direction. The marriage numbers prove it. I don't know how black women will say black men are the least married men. We are the least married men because we don't have a lot of black women to pick from. But now that we've been going outside of our race, our marriage numbers have gone up. And black men are still married to black women at a higher rate. So let's just let that be known there. But with a 36% marriage rate that went up from 33, while y'all are at 29, we're still in a better marriage position than y'all. So clearly black men want to be married. And I definitely think by 2030, black men's marriage rates will be at like 42% because black men want to be married. That's why you have 54% of black men that don't have children. So do what y'all want with that information, but that's really what it is. I just don't think it's right for y'all to just take one demographic of dudes, the ones y'all want to sit on, by the way, and put all black men into this position. All black men are just out here. It's not a one-to-one scenario. And like shit, what was it like 4, 5, 6 men in Memphis have what 87 kids? That one dude in Atlanta, he got 34 kids. One dude got 34 kids. Another what Nick Cannon got what 11 with 8 women, 12 with 9 women, something like that. Future got 10 with 10. NBA YoungBoy got 10 with 10. Not Young Thug got 6 with 3, 6 with 4. So another dude in Atlanta is a rapper dude. I think he got 20 kids or some shit like that. So you see where we're going with this? It's not black men as a whole that is doing this. It is a small number of black men that black women are undoubtedly aggressively sexually attracted to, that y'all lay down with the intent that you are next in line. And again, you do not have to have his child, but you do it anyway. And it's a picture that I saw. There was like a respectful business dude came at the sister. She said, "Ill no." This gang banging, gun toting ass nigga got at her, and she said, "Yes, please." Got pregnant by him. Bull dipped on her, and then she went on Twitter and or Instagram and said, "Black men, please mentor the boys. We need your help." That is exactly how that shit plays out all the time. All the time. And I do think that black men should want to mentor the boys. I think that's only fair. But it's bullshit that we have to keep mentoring the boys because you keep making irresponsible decisions with your fucking womb. I do say that. I say that and stand by it 10 out of 10. So, but I'm sorry, but black men, where I say, like I said, we need to grow the fuck up. I do stand by that, especially the ones who are calling Russell Wilson a lame for the way he carries himself. I think y'all niggas need to just shut up, sit down, and be quiet. If you want to still be in the cool kids club and your hairline receding, do it, do you. Instead of growing up and just telling these young black men how we need to be moving to get the community together, y'all would still just rather go on a podcast and call Russell Wilson a lame, where he should be the standard. And we got to work on this wild ass reproduction in the black community too. Small number of men, large number of women. Fuck can we do about that? But man, this video is gonna be longer, and this is not even really any clips in it. It's just me talking because like I said, it's been on my head for a minute. Going off the top, it's like, you know what I'm saying, like back to my points, like how can I actively tell a dude to stop having sex with women and making kids with the women, where as soon as I leave the house after we have the conversation, I may have had a breakthrough, but as soon as I leave the house, the women line up at the door after I leave to sleep with him. I can't stop it after that because I'm telling him he's wrong, but the women are telling him he's right. So again, what do I do with that information? Like, what do I do with that scenario? Do I keep punching a brick wall till I break through and lose my hand, or do I just say not my problem and just let the madness unfold? This is a community cultural problem, and I think I'm gonna land my point on why this is so bad because I'm pretty sure there was a couple, like a black couple, I think like a year ago or so, maybe even this year. They've been together for years. Found out they have siblings. Nasty. That's nasty word. And I hope they didn't have any fucking kids. I think they might have. So yeah, this goes way bigger than that. And the Russell Wilsons, I commend y'all for what y'all did, but we watched an entire we watched an entire generation of black men do this stepdad shit, and it hasn't really gotten us anywhere as a community. I don't give a damn what anybody says. It hasn't gotten us anywhere. So why are we still trying to perpetuate this shit as all magical and gorgeous of a situation? Yeah, for the time being, but it's really not that successful. They don't have that high of a success rate. I don't care about how cute the family may look. I don't care how nice it may seem. The success rate is low. And that's what black people need to start going off of. What is the success rate of this shit? Not what it makes you feel on the inside. Because that feeling shit has fucked us up. So we need to start really being logical in this conversation. Yeah, I'm done. I'm ending it here. Y'all been here with the Black Intellectual. Let me know how y'all feel down in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe for more, and I'll see y'all on the next one.